Drink Cinema! Cheers. Welcome to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. We are 2 out of 3 brothers reviewing iconic movies, 2 drinks at a time. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
How are you?
I was going to try to do an accent, but I chickened out.
How many episodes have started like that? I was going to try and do a voice, but I decided not to. I was going to do an accent, and then usually followed by me saying, "Oh, I could have done a joke intro."
Yeah.
We're doing Kindergarten Cop.
We are.
As our movie this week, as it rolled up on the randomizer. If you have something you would like to add to the randomizer, then get in touch with us on the socials at 2 out of 3 brothers, or join the Facebook group and nominate a movie there. We're looking for iconic movies.
Iconic.
And Kindergarten Cop is iconic.
Iconic.
Only Arnie's second foray into comedy after Twins with Danny DeVito.
Okay.
And he broke one of the golden rules, don't work with children.
Yeah, he did that in Twins as well.
Yeah. And he actually does a really good job working with children in this movie. Let's have a drink.
Cool. I'm calling this a Kindergarten Cop. I couldn't think of a funny name.
Okay. You've gone, similar to Sir with Love, you've gone an apple for teacher.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's schnapps as well, and that's somewhat Austrian.
That's from that region, the region of the world where Arnie is from.
Yeah. So
apple juice, schnapps, and vodka.
And there's some lemon juice in there as well.
Okay. Well, it's going to be sweet enough.
It's going to be alcoholic enough.
It's the lemon juice representing the tumour.
It's not a tumor. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Shit. Oh, it's
that
alcoholic.
Tastes like nothing.
I think you've fully cancelled the flavours out.
It tastes like vodka with a hint of apple juice.
I'm getting a lot of lemon, actually.
Interesting. There's less lemon in it than anything else. But anyway.
As you would imagine. It's not even in the photo.
Yeah. Gosh.
Look, that's not in my top 5, brother.
Nah.
Well, kept it simple. What else could you have done?
I don't know. I tried to look at a few things, but...
Could you have put a bit of Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire to represent the climax of the movie?
I could.
And the number of fire drills that are throughout it?
Okay, we'll get to the... We'll get to the fire drills.
What else could you have put in there? You know what I'm not liking about this shelf?
Mm-hmm.
Voc, Cocktail Collective.
Well, I didn't buy the Cocktail Collective.
I know.
But anyway.
I'm very tempted to pour that blue curacao into a Voc bottle so it matches. Anyway,
Lee's not easily distracted, everyone.
Podcasters can't see that. I'll put a picture on the socials. All right. Would you like some taglines for the movie Kindergarten Cop?
I would love some.
So, it's a jungle gym out there.
No. Pass.
He's the toughest undercover cop in LA. If you're bad, he'll know it. If you're hiding something, he'll find out. If you cheat, he can tell. Now... That's it. Now,
Kindergarten Cop?
Yeah, now Kindergarten Cop.
That is actually a terrible tagline. 1, it's too long. 2, it doesn't actually make sense.
No. Go ahead. You tell him you didn't do your homework.
Nah. Kindergartens don't have homework.
These two, I don't know if the saying that this is based on is different in America to in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
As an undercover cop, he's in a class by himself.
Class of his own.
Yeah.
It also is dumb.
In a class of his own works, right? He's a very good undercover cop.
Yeah. But there's also another undercover cop there.
In a class by himself is him being left with these 6-year-olds.
Yes.
But I don't think it's close enough. In a class on his own, would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a professional tagline writer.
No.
But
neither are the people who wrote it for Kindergarten
Cop. That's my
Cop.
feedback. Maybe it's the same person that now works for Disney Plus, writing their précis.
In today's episode, lessons are learnt.
Yeah. Kindergarten Cop. A policeman goes undercover.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a new segment we can do. The Disney Plus pricey version of the movie we watch. All right, let's talk about the story. It ticks all the boxes early on of a buddy cop film.
Yep.
He's tough, and they set him up very well as being the tough guy.
Ridiculously so.
No, I'm okay with it. Him going into that party is a bit over the top and just shooting the speaker so the music stops playing. And then he just shoots the couch.
Yeah, dumb.
Just like,
Yeah.
dumb, but okay, right?
Yeah.
Sets them up very differently. She is very sarcastic and very funny and very hungry,
Yeah.
which is a long joke. Like, very early on, they have her eating a lot, and then at the end, she marries a chef. Long joke.
Yeah. A clumsy chef for some reason.
But then I do get her eating is what makes her sick, which is what gets him into the classroom.
Okay.
They're very different. But the very start sets him up to look like a bum.
Yes.
But now, when I watched it, I was like, but the poster has him as a kindergarten teacher.
Yep.
So we
know
can't be
he's
meant
gonna
to think
Yeah.
he is a homeless man.
The trailer would have been he goes undercover in the kindergarten. It's called Kindergarten Cop.
Yes. And so my initial criticism of that opening was that we're not going to believe that he's a bum because we know he's going to be the kindergarten teacher. But then thinking it that way changes that scene to we're showing how good he is undercover.
Yeah.
How disguisable this 6'5" former Mr. Universe winner
Yes.
can
Future governor of California.
can fit into a mall. As contrasted to Terminator 2, where he walks through a mall and everybody looks at him.
Give me your clothes and your motorcycle.
Your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. So it has the cop tropes, right? It's a guy he's been after for years.
Yep.
He missed his chance to get him.
The baddie has terrible hair.
Yep. The baddie can't act. The
baddie's mum.
The whole case rests on one witness, right? Mismatched partners, and Arnie doesn't play by the rule book.
Yep.
It's absolutely all of those cop tropes within the first 15 minutes. A lot of classic lines. I find it really funny, that party scene again. He goes completely over the top and shoots everything with his shotgun that he definitely shouldn't have.
Yep.
And then he goes, party's over. Next time, my place. And the guy's like, who are you? He's like, I'm the party pooper.
I'm the party pooper.
That's just funny.
Nostalgic.
It does do a good job, though, of setting up that he's grumpy. The kid sitting behind him on the plane sets it up as, actually, you've definitely made the right decision by making her the teacher, not him. Because up until that point, we still think she's going to be the teacher. And he's just there in case shit gets down and he needs to pull a shotgun out in the middle of elementary school.
Yeah.
But that goes the other way, and a montage of her spewing brings them together. Classic.
Another cop film trope.
Absolutely
montage.
A film trope. Montage of the partner spewing to make the angry partner have feelings.
Yeah.
So much so that he just, in the middle of it all, just goes, I have a son.
Random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously we're then starting to realise that he has feelings, and some of his gruffness is a veneer, which is very much a trope as well. I don't get why he has a ferret.
Neither do I.
Is it just because it's an odd pet? And the principal's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing bringing a ferret into the classroom?
And I also think it's like, what don't kids know?
Okay, yeah.
Like, he's not going to bring a cat, because one kid's not going to go, what's a cat?
True, and they're going to go, well, like half the kids have cats.
And the kid whose dad is a gynecologist, he could make a pussy joke. So you
true,
can't bring a cat in.
Also, it has to be something that the kid can carry in his jumper.
And he's
going to bite. But carrying his jumper, but the baddie's not going to notice that he's carrying something in his jumper.
It also has to be something that Arnold Schwarzenegger can take in his carry-on luggage, or
And just leave in the back seat of the car.
yeah, and not know until after 3 vomits that there's a
also-
ferret.
But also then when he gets to the school, it's day 2
And he's got the ferret in the car.
and the ferret's in the back of the car.
Yeah, he didn't even crack a window.
He didn't even leave it in the motel room.
Nah, with McVomitson.
Vomitson. The
Gosh. I don't get the ferret.
ferret is a very odd pet.
But I will say, mad nostalgia. You know when I got instant nostalgia?
When he said, "What's a ferret?"
Well, I said, what's a ferret? Party pooper. When I first saw the bad guy's hair, I went, that guy. I remember him now.
The 90s hair's coming back.
I know, isn't it bad?
You know what I saw a couple over the last week? Maybe I was in Adelaide, so
Yeah,
maybe
don't judge this.
It's
but-
not
yeah,
coming
yeah.
back, rather still there.
Yeah.
The middle part,
Middle parts are back.
the Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Middle parts are back. Bowl cuts, I hope we skip.
Bowl cuts are in.
Mullets are on the way out again.
No, I was
so-
talking about it with friends, and people said they've seen bowl cuts, so they're like, "We've had the mullet, bowl cuts are back. What's next?" And I said the middle part.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I saw someone with a middle part.
And I saw someone that had tips.
Oh, white tips.
Yeah, like...
There's going to have to be. We never got tips,
No.
but I've seen it happen. They put like this plastic thing on your
Yeah,
head and
and
then
you-
just pull like
Yeah,
bits
yeah,
of
yeah.
your hair through.
Also, I will only accept bowl cuts coming back if you actually do it by putting a bowl on your head and cutting it. I'm not going to accept. I'm going into a barber shop and paying $40 for someone to cut your hair into a bowl.
Oh, 40. That's a bargain.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know. Look,
Neither of us are going to
I
the
don't
barbers
know.
for a haircut.
The last time I went to the haircut, it was fucking. I don't know. Whatever.
So, we've established that he has a ferret.
Yes.
So he's a little bit odd. I think they're just adding also things to the weirdness.
They humanize him a bit.
There's the little banter. She's fucked. He's dressed up. And she's like, take the gun off. And then it's obvious he has no idea what he's getting into.
Yep.
So she says, on second thought, take the gun.
Ha
The other teacher.
Not Laurie Petty was pretty good in this movie.
Oh, true. Was it meant to be?
No, it just reminded me of
Yeah,
her.
she was good. I quite like her.
Yeah, she was good. Don't know what else she's done, but continue.
All right. Arnie has lots of muscles, but is he hot? Because every woman in this town, including the teacher, while she's talking to a student outside the principal's office, is making sex eyes at him.
Yeah,
Instantly. The women in this town are
not
horny.
her.
On the horny scale, if we did that,
Oh,
the women
10.
in this town, including Susan from Seinfeld, horny.
Yeah, I think it's just a man.
A man with
They're,
muscles.
they're in Astoria, which for half the film I thought was Alaska, but it's not.
It's in Oregon.
And I was like,
It is, according to the rich one, the single-parent capital of America.
yeah, because there's 3.
Yeah. Well, they just have to do something to make it a little bit harder.
Maybe the hotness was left over from one of the other people they approached to do the role.
Okay, we'll get to that. So,
Not the other 2 that I'll mention, just one of them.
not Laurie Petty. So, it's set all that up very well, right? That even though he's on the poster in the classroom, he doesn't get into the classroom until she's sick, and he has to do it. He's clearly going to struggle. As soon as he walks in, we know he's going to struggle because he sits on the piano, which is funny, but
hilarious.
also an indication of he doesn't know how classrooms work, particularly huge double-story classrooms.
Double-story classrooms, kindergarten classrooms with pianos in them.
And the 35 kids, so many kids in that class.
You know what? I'm glad half of them don't talk because you wouldn't be able to keep track of them.
No, I
What's a ferret?
yeah,
Sorry.
I didn't even know the kid's name. Anyway, if he bites you, you get rabies and you die, is a classic line.
I didn't realise that there was one kid.
One kid obsessed with death.
Just death. Everything was death.
Yeah. Did she die? No, she had to go on a trip. Did they die? No, no one died. Everyone dies, you know. Yes. and people did die in his school gym.
Yeah, so now the kid's going to be like, that's where that guy died?
For this whole time in elementary school, if, judging by the age of the couple that he catches making out, is about 10 years they spend at elementary school.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, are we still in elementary school now? I don't really understand.
Although Abbott Elementary, I think it goes up to 8th grade.
Because they have thing and then they have junior high.
But is that that's obviously in the same building as the elementary school?
I think it goes elementary, junior high, high school.
It does. But is the junior high
I don't know.
in the same building?
Maybe it depends.
True.
Because like Family Guy, James Woods High isn't in the same as the junior high that I can't remember the name of.
No, and in Springfield Elementary doesn't have 8th graders in it.
Well, no, and because you only know students
That it has a
from
second and a
grade
fourth.
2, 4, and maybe 6.
Yeah, it could be.
You know, like Jimbo and that.
Jimbo could be in 8th grade.
I feel like Jimbo and Kearney have been there for a while.
Yeah,
And we're getting off topic.
Should be in 8th grade, maybe.
Should be in college.
Okay.
Well, Kearney has a son. Sorry, continue.
All right. They've set up well that he's a grump and he gets thrust into this classroom.
Yep.
Bad choice of words. The mums love him. And we set up that it's the single capital parent of America.
With
and
the chick from Casper, yep.
at least 3 single parents, which is making it harder for him to find out who the kid is. But then we just get like half an hour in the middle of movie of just kids being funny.
Yep.
Which is great.
There's a kid being funny montage. There's a training montage.
Well, there's the clips of them, who is your daddy and what does he do, plus the training montage, plus just kids generally being funny, is a great middle section of the movie, but it still moves the story along a bit.
Yeah, because it's still to find out who it is.
Who is your daddy and what does he do is obviously for the story, and so people can talk about that, but that's put in with lines like,
our mom says our dad's a real sex machine.
They're funny, those twins, right?
Yeah.
And they've obviously been in horror movies. I looked them up. And the little boy who also has been in horror movies. He was
littlest.
a baby in Pet Sematary.
The littlest one, the funniest one.
Gynecologist son.
Oh, yeah, he's the best one.
When he's like, my dad is a gynecologist and he looks at vaginas all day long. They're funny, right?
Yeah.
But one of my favourite is Emma, the girl who has to go to the bathroom and can't
Love
drop
her.
the overalls.
Yeah.
But obviously that doesn't get fed back to mum because she wears overalls every day after that.
Yep.
When she gets up and she's like, my dad does this, and she talks like this, and then she says his head is too big and he can't wear any hats. She is great. That's one of the funniest ones from that little montage.
I want to know if it was written. I think parts of it was. Sex machine gynecologist were written.
Yeah.
No kid is randomly getting up there being like, my dad's a sex machine. Or maybe.
True. And obviously then the one, my dad lives in France.
My dad lives in France and I sound like Grey's Anatomy girl.
Oh, but he's so cute.
He sounds like Ellen Pompeo.
Twins.
What?
That boy's played by twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I thought you were talking about the twins in the movie or the previous movie Twins starring Arnold
The twins in the
Schwarzenegger.
movie grew up to be Ellen Pompeo.
No, he's... Well, they're set for life then.
She's
Literally the same. They have the same voice.
Okay, he's very good.
Choose me. Love me. Fucking annoying.
He's
He's good.
not had a career though.
I don't think really any of the kids from this did.
He could easily have played the drummer in School of Rock.
He could have easily have almost been Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
That's true. Which one of them though? Maybe that went against him.
Maybe it was like those other weird ones.
Mary-Kate and Ashley,
No, the boys that are shit and weird now.
Dylan and Cole.
Dylan and Cole Sprouse. Yeah.
They're not shit. One's in the Riverdale.
I rest my case.
And the other one had his nudes leaked. That's all I know about those twins.
Oh. Yes, very
Maybe
funny
the-
children.
No, maybe the twins thing did go against them. Because once you get past a certain age, unless you're casting twins, like Zach and Cody, the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Yeah, or Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Yeah. But they haven't
Or
done
Lindsay
anything
Lohan and
twins.
herself, yeah.
Realistically, Mary-Kate and Ashley should have been the Parent Trap instead of Lindsay Lohan and Lindsay Lohan.
Yep.
But often so probably the twins thing went against them. One of them's, they're both doing creative stuff anyway. I looked up a blog article saying what they're up to now.
Is he doing mouse poses?
No.
You know, in the bit at the end when they're in the locker room and the kid's like, I'm your father. And the kid doesn't say that. The bad guy says that. And then he's at the locker and he's all shocked and he has that weird face. I was like, I remember that.
Okay.
I'll show you it later.
Okay.
But it's just like...
Yeah, so there's lots of funny moments of the kids just being funny kids, but the story works. We start to get on board with Arnie. Arnie starts to become a bit of a teacher. That's the whole point of that training montage, including Emma going, I'm not a police, but I'm a princess. Which is fantastic.
You definitely had your favourite. All
Because
right.
then she tries to say it again. That was nostalgia for me. When she goes, I'm not a police, and then gives up. Just
My
walks off.
also nostalgia is when he's playing Old MacDonald
Yeah.
and she's dancing.
Oh, yeah. She's great.
Pity she has too many lines to be an extra.
Yeah.
Do we change the category? Anyway, continue.
And the other thing that it does, so it gives us the little bit of story of these are the possible 3 kids, right? Because these are the ones that parents are away.
Yeah.
And so we start to think about them. Then we get the training montage and we start to see that he could be a good teacher. And then the training montage and all of that kind of, when he brings them all together, which then highlights that Zach is separate.
Yes.
Which
So it
then
has to be
makes us
Zach.
really think
He's sad.
that it's Zach because it's the sad kid.
It has to be the sad kid.
Then, but at the same time, Flirty McFlirt across the hall
Wow. Yeah.
moves quick.
Yeah.
She's like, come to dinner at my house.
Yeah.
That I
We'll
bought
join
with
you for dinner at the pub with
Yeah.
your sister.
Rando.
I don't know if it's a pub.
She's so funny.
Ooh, strong arms.
Oh, good arms. The way she switches though is very good, despite the fact that her taking over on the second day would have blown their cover. She's just flipping the cover from wife to sister.
Yeah, because he wants to get in her pants.
Yeah, she takes it upon herself
To go,
to
"Oh,
potentially
actually."
blow their cover in order to be a wing
Yeah,
person.
I'll be a wing person. A wingman.
Her accent is not great, but obviously great enough to pass in small town Oregon.
Yeah, I don't think many people in small town Oregon have been like, when I went to Austria, it didn't sound like that.
And then the kid's like, I like the way they talk.
Dumb. Continue.
I've lost my plates in
saying
my
continue.
notes.
So they're at the dinner, Flirty McFlirts, and then it's like, oh, he gets out of prison somehow.
No. Then he catches her having sex, which is
dumb.
funny but unnecessary.
Pointless.
Yeah.
Why do we need that character?
The fiance.
The fiance, we don't need a fiance.
No. Because then at the end, he's like, you're coming to the wedding. Like they've developed this friendship, the 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
no, they just saved each other's lives.
yeah. Anyway.
But it does give the opportunity then for her to say, where am I sending the invitation?
Yeah, Astoria.
Which then allows us to be Astoria, even though we could have just had the scene of him walking back in. And you also could have just been like, hey, we need to do a follow-up on your leg shooting. Don't worry about the chest. We'll just bandage the leg. Where shall we send the medication?
Send it to LA.
You definitely, on a teacher's wage, could not afford to treat a gunshot wound in the American healthcare system.
Are we at the end yet?
I skipped ahead.
Yeah, so because I have some questions
Okay.
about the ending, and then I also have a question about
There's a couple more tropes I want to mention.
yeah.
the big trope of the undercover cop having to tell the truth to someone that they're close to.
Yeah.
Because this whole time that they're falling in love, we're convinced it's Zach.
Yeah, like Channing Tatum had to be like, sorry, I'm not a high school student.
You know how I look 28? I'm actually 27.
You know how I was a stripper in the last movie? I'm actually an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a trope. The other kind of trope is the baddie gets out of prison and chases them. And the climax, there's the tension of his coming against the carnival, which is a thing that happens a lot in these movies. They often contrast something nice and happy that has to get destroyed by the impending threat.
I'm not sure how I felt about I really need the car game.
What?
You know, he's like hassling the guy in the toy store.
Yeah, that seemed unnecessary.
And then let me follow him up and punch him.
Yeah, we get it. He's an asshole.
We know he's an asshole.
I don't think we needed that
We
scene.
saw him kill someone at the start of the movie.
Yeah. Or does it add to he's actually there for the kid, not the money? Because that is kind of happening at the same time.
Yeah, okay.
As she is saying to Arnie, there never was any money. He's here for the kid.
Yeah, okay. I'll give that.
So that...
Accepted.
Yeah. Okay.
I won't rewrite it. That's fine.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, I have a good thing that I liked that actually brought
The
nostalgia.
Gettysburg Address?
No. What did it feel like to hit that son of a bitch?
Oh, Linda
and then
Hunt.
he leaves and she just goes, whew.
I tell you what, when they were making The Incredibles, if that person drawing Edna Mode didn't just look at photos of Linda Hunt,
Yeah.
then it's
Well,
identity theft.
and then
I'm sorry.
It's disappointing that Brad Bird, the director,
Yeah.
voiced Edna Mode and not
funnier.
Linda Hunt.
But Linda Hunt wouldn't have been like, hello, darling, no capes. You know what I mean?
True.
Whatever
that would
she
have been
says.
Phoebe O'Hara putting on her other German accent.
That would have been fucking Zsa Zsa Gabor. I love a penthouse view.
Another question.
She's good. She turns
No,
quickly.
she's very good. And the way she plays that
Watch the
scene,
practice again.
Arnie turns quickly. And so even once we kind of... Because I think we as an audience realise it's not Zach before Arnie does. But even as we're realising that, Zach's story still serves a purpose in that he is protective of kids
Yep.
and can turn the rough, not following the rules cop thing, just switches into it when he punches the dad. But then that scene is played really well of like, you did this,
Yep.
but I think you're a great teacher. Even though you don't have a degree, I don't think that's required in the American education system, which says a lot about the results of the American education system.
Well, Whoopi didn't.
Whoopi didn't. He doesn't.
I
And
don't
he's-
think Kathy Najimy did either. No,
No,
offense, Kathy Najimy and
nuns
Sister
don't
Act
count.
2.
Nuns don't
Oh,
count.
they've got the
Lord.
the education of the Lord.
Yeah,
yeah,
they've got
okay.
the education of the Lord. Then, when Dominic falls on that tower, I gasped.
What, you don't remember that from 30 years ago?
I did remember that, but it's also still, and I know it's like a probably 45-year-old little person being the stuntman for Dominic, but I still was like, oh, the kid's going to fall.
No, 'cause I remember and it was like, let me show you something. And then he's like, there's the tower. I'm like, oh, yeah, he climbs up it at the
Yeah,
end.
I remember the tower. Yeah. But I forgot kind of that he fell because of a dumb pigeon.
Yeah, okay. So they have their fare. That's all great.
Yes.
He does the Gettysburg Address.
Does the Gettysburg Address, then he has to run away, and he runs away to put the lasers on top of the thing. Arnie very quickly convinces Miss Flirty Teacher, who I've forgotten the name of,
Mrs. Crisp.
that he's very trustworthy again,
Yep.
to the point where stay in school and we're essentially going to use your son as bait now.
Joyce.
Yeah. One thing they didn't do, though, was they should have worded up the principal on what Crisp looked like,
Yes.
because that was far too easy.
That's the thing I didn't understand. It's like, you're an undercover cop and I don't know why. I'd be telling them why.
Well, I think they
I know
don't
from
need once she finds out.
Yeah.
Like,
From what I gather of American schools, they don't have security. So,
they do now.
people can walk in, former kids
Well-
can just walk in their glee classroom whenever they fucking feel like it. Like, they don't have check-ins and working with children's checks.
They don't even need a teaching degree.
Nah.
Except in Abbott Elementary.
Kurt and Rachel didn't, and Corey and Finn, they didn't have teaching shit in Glee at the end when they left and they tried to bring them back.
Well, they certainly don't have working with children's checks. That's how Mr. Schuster got the gig as running the Glee Club in the first place.
Puck definitely didn't. I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Yeah. Speaking of the dead, no, I'm not up to that bit yet. One thing that the writer really did well was the fire drill.
You know what? No. Yes. Okay, continue.
So, from a writing point of view,
Yeah.
okay, it works really well that in showing that he didn't have and then gained control of the kids.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot about the fire at the end, which then
I didn't.
made me actually be like, yeah, this is written pretty well as a story device to tell us that Arnie didn't have and then gained control of the kids. And then if you watch the actual fire, it's the kindergarten class that are walking out pretty well. Mm-hmm. What causes the chaos is every other class.
That's what I was
that is
like,
nutso.
why the fuck are you doing your drills?
Well,
Or maybe it's like
Arnie does it better.
In offices when there's a fire drill and people are just like, do I have to? I'm going to stay. Like, fine.
Or do I have to check in? I'm just going to go and get a coffee.
Yeah.
Up the road. I think that works really well. It didn't, having forgotten it wasn't obviously something that's going to come back later, unlike the ferret biting the guy. When you hear a character say, he never bites.
Yeah.
Well, classic. Yeah. Every movie has that
bite.
line. You know the ferret's going to bite someone. But it works. Then we end that climax of the movie with a great line from Phoebe O'Hara. You're not so tough without your car, are you?
Okay.
What did I skip?
No.
What?
Just that might come up later.
Well, I'm just saying parts of the story. I'm allowed to say that.
Certain awards, that line might be nominated later.
Then the real end of the movie.
It's not a great line.
Great line. They're going to do it.
And then the woman in the background.
The teacher with 25 years experience that just got sacked for a policeman with no qualifications.
Okay, this is my question. I have a few questions.
Okay.
I wrote down, so all the fire drills were fucking useless?
For every class except the kindergartners, yes.
Well, they need some Austrian authority in their classrooms.
Everyone to have a whistle.
Some Austrian efficiency. Why did, forgot her name, not Laurie Petty, why did she kiss Arnie in the hospital?
On the lips.
Yeah, I am going to kiss you, though.
Yeah, I don't know. If they'd cut all of the fiancé scenes out, maybe we were meant to think that something could happen between them.
If I was rewriting this today, she's a lesbian.
Correct.
And then you
Let's
have the
get to
fiancé
changes.
that's a woman.
Let's get to changes.
Also,
later.
So,
one big change I'm going to bring up.
Does he stay there at the end?
Yeah.
So he goes back to being a teacher?
Yeah, because the principal comes in and says they're all yours.
And gives the whistle back.
Gives the whistle back.
Okay, I was just like, what happened to the teacher that they just replaced just for that? Like she's doing first grade now?
There's a national teacher shortage.
Will she get moved to Portland?
Yeah.
It's the only other place I know in Oregon.
Apparently that's the strip club capital of America, Portland, Oregon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard that somewhere.
I thought it was, oh my God, I can't remember what they're called.
Las Vegas?
Cash Dairy, Oregon. You know, at the start of A League of Their Own with actually Laurie Petty?
Okay.
They are from Oregon.
Dairy.
They're from Oregon.
Okay.
I don't know what the town is. Lou Cash Dairy is their baseball team because they're a dairy farm. Don't run, you'll frighten the chickens.
Okay, good.
Cool.
The Rochford Peaches were filmed at League Stadium in Huntingburg, Indiana.
Cool.
That doesn't help.
Yes.
Okay. I've already mentioned that he got shot in the chest, but they
Yep.
just bandaged the leg up.
Yeah, and he's
then
back
they
to being a
sacked the
kindergarten teacher.
And then they're back to being a kindergarten teacher. It's a well-written movie. It balances comedy and action very well without the action being too intense for kids to watch it.
There are some adult themes.
There are some adult themes. That man wearing a woman's dressing gown. Adult themes.
Her ODing.
Her ODing.
Her being a prostitute.
Her being, well, arguably a prostitute.
Death. Multiples.
Multiple deaths. Yes. Kids can deal with death, though.
I don't remember the OD bit of the movies, though. I just remember kids saying, what's a fairy?
Kids were hardier in the 90s.
We sure were.
We didn't, not compared to kids in the 80s. Let's not talk about adult themes in 80s kids' movies.
Jesus.
Gremlins much? What impact did it have?
You know what? Not a lot.
Really?
They did a sequel. Did you know this? It
No.
was released direct to DVD in 2016. And
Okay.
it starred Dolph Lundgren. How lazy is that?
Oh, that's weird.
I was going to try watch it to see what it was like.
They waited a long time to do Kindergarten Cop 2.
It was nominated for 3 Young Artist Awards. It won Best Young Actor in a Supporting Role in a Motion Picture for Ellen Pompeo.
The Ellen Pompeo twins.
It was nominated for Most Entertaining Family Youth Motion Picture, Comedy or Action.
Right.
And then it also won Outstanding Youth Ensemble Cast in a Motion Picture. And then according to this one, it names like 10 kids and then goes, and class.
Yeah, right. The woman that played Crisp's mum,
She was big. She was in Giant.
was big in the 50s,
Yeah, she was in Giant.
judging by her IMDb picture.
Yeah.
That gave it away.
Because I was like, who is she? She's probably an old movie star. And then I looked
Carol
it up and I'm like,
Baker.
oh, that photo's from, yeah.
Yeah.
She played,
Baby Doll, Giant, The Big Country,
Yeah.
and Kindergarten Cop are her known for.
in Giant when they're young and then they get old. And then Elizabeth Taylor and Rock Hudson have kids. She plays one of their kids.
Okay. Good. What else impacted? It didn't launch anyone because we've said most of the kids didn't have a career.
It didn't launch anyone. I mean, the biggest reference is probably the iconic scene that I'm assuming, both vote for.
Yes.
So,
I imagine we will.
Okay, so you know how he's hot, according to the
Yeah.
the students. Not the students, the mothers.
The mums.
Maybe it's leftover from Patrick Swayze being approached to play the role.
I think Patrick Swayze would have been good.
What about Bill Murray?
No. But we are on record as not huge fans of Bill.
What about Danny DeVito? He would have been the same height as the kids.
Did they-
Can you imagine the classroom with those kids, Danny
Yeah.
DeVito and Linda Hunt?
Do you know what? They walked onto the set and approached Arnie on the set of Twins and approached Arnie and then felt guilty because they left Danny DeVito out, so also talked to him while they were there.
Director
Do
Ivan
you know what?
Reitman.
Those four are very different movies. With Bill Murray or Danny DeVito,
It's more comedy.
Can't be as actiony.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze, I think, is the one of those four that could have done the action comedy balance in the same ratio as Arnie.
Yeah.
But Patrick Swayze saying it's not a tumor, not the same.
Yeah. Patrick Swayze just going, who is your daddy and what does he do?
Yeah.
Not the same.
Yeah.
They auditioned more than 2,000 children.
Wow.
And
they're the ones they picked.
Yeah. And Elijah Wood was unsuccessful.
Ah.
But then he was in
all
Back
right.
to the Future 2
He's been,
or 1?
also,
2?
he's had a decent career, Elijah.
I
Missing
mean,
out on Kindergarten Cop is probably not a low light.
Following on from our Jumanji episode, I saw a meme recently that it was like Spider-Man couples, the men go to war and the women play tennis. It's like
Yep.
the thing they've all wait. He's not even Spider-Man, but that came up because Kirsten Dunst was in Wimbledon, and then
Yep.
Emma Stone was in that Battle of the Sexes, and now Zendaya's in that threesome movie that involves tennis.
Yeah. A threesome movie with tennis. And you got there because Elijah Wood and Tobey Maguire are similar.
I get them confused.
Okay, is that it?
Pretty much.
Wow. Should we do some awards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's start with the Andy Millman Worst Extra Award.
Yeah, cool.
In the opening sequence,
Yes.
there are some kids in the mall
Okay.
that have obviously been told by director Ivan Reitman to not go until Arnie gets to a certain point.
Yep.
Because you can see them watch and think and then go.
I also, in that opening sequence of the movie, there was definitely one adult that doesn't get told, don't look directly at the camera. Because I swear he's walking and then he looks around and then looks at the camera and goes,
Oh, no.
okay, no, keep walking. The camera's still there.
I didn't notice him. I also think the extras that just let Arnie into the station pick up a suspect and throw him in an interview room against a table.
Yeah.
Surely
odd.
they should be like, oh, hang on, I better go and get the captain.
Yeah.
They're not going to stop Arnie, obviously.
No.
But they should be like, this is not right.
I also nominated the woman in the toy store. So you know when Dickhead goes in, it's like, I really need the car game that goes zap zap.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the car game.
Scale electric.
Because it's the 90s.
Yep.
And then they're being like, no, I want it, ha ha ha. And then she's just like awkwardly standing at the counter like, can I wrap the gift now? Or?
I think that's fine. I think that's how retail workers act.
True.
I'd almost nominate her for best extra. Because that's exactly how people in retail act when people have been dickheads in their store. They're like, I'm getting paid $4 an hour for this because it's American.
Yeah.
I'm getting, if she's lucky, $4 an hour for this. Just fucking someone buy it.
Yeah, just buy it or fuck off.
Yeah.
And then I nominated the teacher at the end. Yay, I just lost my job.
Yeah, that's fair. I love an extra that looks at the camera.
I love it. I better be able to find it now.
Okay.
It's fine.
So that's the Andy
literally
Millman
like
worst extra.
the start of the movie.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Best extra. I'm nominating all the other kids.
Oh, you can't do that.
No, I think they're good.
I nominated the kids that sit behind him on the plane.
Yeah.
Speaking of bowl cuts.
The one that this is what I do to you, crack, and he just goes eyes wide and
Yeah.
then just leans back in his chair.
Yeah.
Yes.
I then, specifically about other kids in the classroom, the fat one that eats all the lunches.
Yeah.
Did you eat all these lunches?
That he just throws on the floor.
Okay. I didn't know about these ones either. You know the two that get caught kissing.
One of them is Jason Reitman,
Oh.
director's son, who has also had a career in his own right.
We thought it was another drill.
I'm thinking about nominating them as well because we're allowed one line because this one is named after Estelle Reiner from When Harry Met Sally, and she says, I'll have what she's having. So we're allowed one line. I nominated the sad clown.
Yeah.
Because that's just funny.
I also nominated the ferret.
The ferret.
The ferret saves the day.
Okay, and yes, the ferret doesn't have any lines.
The ferret saves the day, and he's a prop. Best prop is the ferret. Okay, we'll give it to the
Sad clown?
sad clown.
Because it's just like, hey, it's the carnival. We're doing the Gettysburg Address. It may or may not be July 4. Let's...
I don't get it. I don't understand the
And
Gettysburg
then there's
Address.
like an actual merry-go-round, but also some ponies tied up that you can walk around on, and a sad clown.
There was one kid I was going to nominate. There was one kid in the classroom that I was going to nominate for worst extra, and it's the Rango one with the sticky out ears, because it's like during the Pledge of Allegiance, he's just like ma ma ba ba ma ma
That's
ma,
great.
and that says nothing.
I reckon that was not scripted. I reckon they were just
They just
like,
said, go.
I'm
If
gonna
you know
film
it,
go.
go.
If you know it, if you don't know it, mouth it or make it up.
But then he redeemed himself by being the kid that goes stranger danger, strange danger.
Yeah, that's
So I'm like, well, I can't nominate you now.
So it's the sad clown.
Sad clown.
Okay. The Halle Berry X-Men, worst line award. Mm-hmm. I wrote Phoebe kissing him on the lips. It's not a line.
Yeah.
But it's one of the worst moments
She
of the
goes,
movie.
I'm going to kiss you, though.
I'm going to kiss you, and she kisses him on the lips, which is unnecessary because he just got his first girlfriend in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
And you also, your fiance's about to walk into the room and invite him to your wedding.
Odd.
90s, it was different, 1990s. Also, he's Austrian. Maybe it's different.
Yeah, I don't know.
Austrians do that.
I wrote, where is the kid? And it's like, he's in Astoria Elementary School. It's in Astoria.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, yeah.
Well, I think that's the point of like they're dumb and the guy is dumb.
Okay. Fair enough.
But when Crisp is in the gym locker room pointing the gun at Arnie and announces to Arnie that he's losing it, that's what I nominated. He's like, drop it. I'm losing it.
Yeah.
We can see that. You don't need to say it.
I don't know where this came up. If you were any stiffer, we could take you surfing.
I don't like that.
Was that you're uptight or an erection joke?
Well, if it's uptight, it's okay. It's not a very obvious uptight joke.
No.
If it's a boner joke, unnecessary.
Because I think it was around the time that they went to dinner or something.
They went to dinner and then they were flirting, but then they left.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I don't want to see her again. And then Phoebe's like, if you were any stiffer, we could ride you as a surfboard.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No. I also wrote, if I ever need a ticket fixed, I'll call you, sweetheart.
That's the winner because we've both got that.
Right. Yeah. Because why? She's a policeman.
You sound disappointed.
Like,
if I ever need a ticket fixed, I'll call you, sweetheart. Maybe it's the sweetheart.
I'm a police person.
Yep.
Police officer, as they say. And I'm telling you that there is a kid in a burning building. Don't just dismiss me.
Yeah.
Misogynistically.
With the sweetheart, yes.
Yeah. I also nominated You're Not So Tough Without Your Car, are you?
I like that.
I was like, ugh. I feel like they did about 20 takes of one-liners. You know what I mean? I feel like we have to have to have a line.
Yep.
That's a great line. And
Ivan,
that was the best that they would come up with.
Ivan didn't have anything.
Ivan was like, sorry, I used it all in Ghostbusters. I've got nothing. Was he in Ghostbusters?
I used it all to get my son a makeout session with one of the other extras.
Who grew up to be Scarlett Johansson. She didn't.
Oh,
I made that up.
I thought you meant Jason Reitman grew up to be Scarlett Johansson.
No.
And then I was like, married? No, he's married to... Colin Jost has to go from SNL. I've been watching him on TikTok. His news reading
Colin Jost?
stuff. Yeah.
He's very good.
Nah.
Michael Shea's better.
He's getting worse.
I saw a very funny Kristen Wiig was on...
she hosted Five
She
Timer.
hosted.
Love Kristen Wiig.
And she obviously had this character from when she was on the show as a cast member.
Was it the Target server?
No, it was
that's one of my favourites.
She was on the news Weekend Update as like Aunt Linda. Shout out to our Auntie Linda.
Yep.
Who reviews movies. And she's just like this boring Midwest woman. She's like, you know what movie I didn't understand? Barbie. And then she says, it's all pink. The only thing it reminded me to was take my Pepto-Bismol. She's really funny. And then she goes, you know what? I give it 2, Jesus, and 4.5. Golly. It's very funny. She does it better than me.
Look up her as the Target server.
Yeah.
She's very good.
And there's that other one where she's like, oh, don't make me sing. Anyway, she's great.
She's not in Kindergarten Cop, though.
No, but those scenes that she does on SNL are iconic. Segue.
Okay.
So, Sweetheart's sorry, I fucked up the segue.
Sweetheart, yeah.
That's the worst line.
It's okay to fuck up the segue because I'm going on to the Ben Stiller Something About Mary Most Cryingest scene.
And you cried when they saved the ferret.
No. After Kimball shoots the guy and the mum gets Dominic, I was moistened then.
Okay, yeah.
And then I actually moistened further, almost to the point of an actual tear.
Ooh.
When the kids follow him to the ambulance.
I thought you were going to do that.
And I think it's the same little redhead redeeming himself again. Mr. Kimball, are you all right?
autistic? I thought it was
No,
also
he's
going to
been
be the
shot
ending
twice.
where they all like surround him, being like, "Yeah."
Oh.
I thought that you might have teared up then a bit, but I get the ambulance one. Well, that's why I didn't think maybe you would, because it was sad.
But it's kids.
Yeah, okay.
But you know,
And you're a teacher, I get it.
You know
and if
he's-
you got shot at school, you'd hope your kids would do the same. But they're probably the
he'd
ones
be
that
okay.
shot you.
But you know he'd be okay.
Well, yeah,
So
because
it's
there's
not
a
sad
sequel.
because he's going to die.
Yeah.
But because
yeah. They're 6-year-old kids who just saw someone get shot. Well,
regardless of me remembering that the movie ends with him staying in Astoria,
yeah.
you're not going to make a family cop comedy and then kill Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end of it. So it's not sad.
No.
Because you know he's going to survive.
Yeah, true.
Okay. All right. So they were the cryingest moments.
Okay.
The most iconic scene. I haven't
I
written
am your
anything.
father, most iconic scene.
I didn't write anything in the notes because it 100% is who is your daddy and what does he do,
I
in my mind.
surprisingly, it's not when the bad guy says, "I am your father."
It's
So,
not.
I said it's not a tumor.
That's all in the one scene.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's him saying,
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
and then he's like, oh, I've got a headache.
Is it
Might
a
be a
tumor?
tumor. It's not a
From
tumor.
the kid that's obsessed with death.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then it goes through. He's got his head is so big that he can't wear any hats.
Our mum says our dad's a deadbeat. And then there's one girl that does it in Spanish.
English?
And nobody speaks Spanish. And she just says, like, my dad stays home all day and watches TV.
Someone actually says that.
Oh, I thought the Spanish girl said
Now, the
that.
Spanish girl didn't get subtitles.
No, but she's
then they
it's
laugh
like
at
mi
her.
papa something casa. My dad just stays home or something.
No, an actual kid also says, my dad just stays home and watches TV all day long.
Yeah.
An
Yeah.
English speaking.
So they basically just copied the line and said it in Spanish.
She's the one with a career though. Like that little Spanish actress, she's had an actual career.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked her up.
Oh.
So that's the most iconic scene. Who is your daddy?
Who is your
and
daddy
what
and what
he
does he do?
Which includes
It's not a tumor.
Our dad's a real sex machine.
Gynecologist.
Can't wear any hats.
Yeah.
Spanish. Deadbeat.
Ellen Papaya
Dad lives
going,
in
my
France."
dad moved to France. Seriously, you have to play that clip where the kid first talks like, my T-ball coach is better than you. And then says that you have to play that clip with a clip of Ellen Pompeo and Grey's Anatomy, but like post season 10.
Okay.
So like
All right, let me
later
write
on,
this down because I'm going
like-
to have to make a TikTok out of this.
like after Derek Shepherd died.
Oh,
Pre-COVID episodes, but like after her going.
Season 10 plus.
Yeah. And the
Plus
kid.
kindergarten cop kid.
Yeah. So the main kid.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can do.
No
So
pressure.
that scene, that's done. Most iconic scene.
Yeah, it was always going to be that. I wrote it down before the movie started.
What would you change about the film?
I'd make her a lesbian, as we said.
Yeah.
I
would
probably wouldn't.
definitely take out the scene of Sylvester looking up girls' skirts.
And then I would also then, by extension, take out the scene where his mum is
okay with
is
that.
relieved because that's better than him possibly being gay.
yeah.
And then following up with his dad left me for another man,
Yeah.
which is
shit.
I get. Maybe that's why she doesn't want him to be gay, but also like, what the fuck, woman from Casper?
Yeah. It is bad that your husband left you for anyone,
Yeah.
but it's okay if your son's gay. It's not okay if he's looking up girls' skirts.
It's okay. He uses them to look up girls' skirts. Oh, thank God. I'm so relieved.
This is an iconic line, but we've learnt a lot since 1990 in regards to this.
Oh, God.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Yeah, look. But how do you... So if you were going to rewrite that today,
How do you do
does
it?
the kid go, excuse me, male identifying people sometimes have a penis and not all women have vaginas?
No, people that have been assigned female at birth have vaginas. Is that it's not it's more factual, but it's not as catchy.
Cisgendered females have vaginas. You could... Are we,
Yeah.
No, the update is he goes the funnier thing would be if you left the line in and then he goes, Not always. And then moves on.
Yeah, but
Not funnier,
you
but
also couldn't. You just couldn't put that line.
you know
in
what?
now.
You probably just wouldn't put that line in.
No, I think you just wouldn't take that. You'd put. My dad's a gynecologist and looks at vaginas all day long. Some
Yeah.
of them are on people that have been assigned female
Yeah.
at birth, and some are not.
Yeah.
You know, it's not again not as catchy,
Yeah.
but let's move on.
Yeah.
That's the change. That line would just be taken out.
Yeah, it's a tough one because it is funny.
You know,
when a kid says it.
You know, another change that I would make. Some people of color.
There's a
There's a lack. It's a very white town, Astoria,
there's one black kid.
who says something crucial in the Gettysburg Address. So they
Yeah.
did that well.
He's like something about all men are created equal. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. A top 5 for this week, because we're watching Kindergarten Cop. We've got 2 because of some miscommunications.
I only have one.
But you had top 4.
No, I have a top 5.
I have a top 5 of both categories.
Okay.
We have discussed best movie teachers, and we have discussed best cop comedies.
Yeah.
Which one do you have a better top 5 for?
The cop comedies.
Okay.
Because I don't remember the teachers' names. I've just said movies of what they're from.
All right. Sure. So, my number 5
Of
cop
cop
comedies.
Okay.
is
Yeah.
The Naked Gun.
Ooh, okay. See, I haven't seen it.
I've seen it only a couple of times,
Yeah.
but I know from TikTok that Leslie Nielsen is hilarious, and I
Yeah.
want to watch it again. So that's why it's in my number 5 spot.
Okay.
The puns that
Leslie Nielsen
all
puns
of
are next level.
Leslie Nielsen's movies
Yeah,
are
yeah,
just
yeah.
incredible. So I'm going to watch The Naked Gun again.
Okay, I might watch another Leslie Nielsen. Was he Mr. Magoo?
Quite possibly. It's also in
Um,
Airplane.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
My number 5 is Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, okay. All right. That's not my number
Okay.
5 or 4.
Or 3 or 2 or 1.
We'll come to 3 and 2 and 1. Okay. My number 4 is The Pink Panther.
Okay.
It is very rewatchable. Just ignore the fact that Kato's in it at all.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean the Peter Sellers, not the Kevin Kline version of The Pink Panther.
Not the one with Beyonce.
No. I mean the original, Inspector Clouseau. Just ignore the fact that it's an Englishman
Minky.
doing a French accent, and ignore the fact that Kato's in it. It's a very funny movie.
It's like if you take Mickey out of Breakfast at Tiffany's. It's actually aged quite well. My number 4 is Police Academy.
It's an honourable mention for me.
Okay.
I don't have a desire to go back and rewatch it,
Okay.
but it's the only cop comedy franchise that exists, other than probably the Pink Panther.
Yeah, yes, okay.
There's 3 Peter Sellers Pink Panthers, a TV cartoon show, and Kevin Kline's remake.
So I guess then one of my honourable mentions you don't class as a cop comedy, but we'll get to
that. My number 3 is a movie that we have watched that surprised me.
Oh, I believe that might be my number 2.
The Heat.
The Heat.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. Surprised me. I did admit when we watched the movie that I forget how funny Sandra Bullock can be.
Yeah.
And so Miss Congeniality is also in my honourable mentions.
As is she's in mine as well.
Because she is technically a cop.
Yeah,
It's just
she's
on
undercover cop.
A federal level. She's
Yeah.
FBI,
Yeah.
not local cop level.
Yeah.
What's your number 3? Did
My
you
number
say
3 is Pink Panther.
Okay, good.
And then my number 2 is The Heat.
Yes. My number 2 is Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's very funny. I laughed out loud.
Nostalgia?
I laughed out loud.
Okay.
I can't remember at what, but I did.
laughed at, if I'm summarising the episode, the little girl with overalls. I'm assuming everything she did, you laughed out loud at.
Yep, she was my favourite.
I wasn't there, but I assume at one point you laughed out loud at her.
I did.
Considering you quoted her 15 times.
Yeah.
That's 15 in other languages.
I'm not a policeman, I'm a princess.
I might assume that we have the same number one if my T-shirt is a hint.
Yeah. Hot Fuzz is super rewatchable. I've watched it more than any of the other movies on my list.
It's so good.
It is
Because it's
so
great
good.
comedy. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's actual very good action and like crime suspense.
I am 100% on the record, and if you've listened to more than 3 episodes of this podcast, you will know that for me, a comedy, a satire that does the genre it's satiring well is the best kind of satire. And Hot Fuzz is that. It's a great cop movie.
Yep.
And it's hilarious.
Yep.
So clearly Hot Fuzz number 1. If you've been watching this episode on the YouTube, Brett might have given it away by choosing that T-shirt to wear.
It was an Easter egg, which I've eaten way too many of. And also Easter eggs, off topic. I went to Woolworths today.
Yeah.
There is a shitload of Easter eggs left over.
I'll go and get some tomorrow. Honourable mentions.
Honourable mentions,
of
Miss
Cop
Congeniality.
Comedies.
I
Miss
commented
Congeniality.
on.
Yes, Police Academy, I've already said.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yep, I can get behind that.
And I said...
with Danny DeVito or Bill Murray, Kindergarten Cop leans a bit more towards Beverly Hills Cop for me.
Yeah.
Or Rush Hour, which I'm not giving an honourable mention to.
Oh, okay. No, neither am I. Mine is Lethal Weapon. But it's more action than comedy.
I think Lethal Weapon is a buddy cop action that is funny.
Yeah, okay.
As opposed to a action comedy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have 2 other honourable mentions.
Oh, okay, wow. Police Academy 7.
21 Jump Street.
The old one? Oh, no, that was a TV
show.
Yeah.
No, Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. We mentioned it earlier. 21 and 22 Jump Street.
Uh-huh.
The title of 22 Jump Street is funny because they didn't do 21 Jump Street 2.
Yeah.
They did 22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Which I think is just funny. And Super Troopers.
Oh, Super Troopers.
Yeah. It's funny. It's very much of its time. If you told me it was directed by the Farrelly brothers, I'd 100% believe you straight away.
Yep.
It's not the kind of movie that I would watch now, but I remember we did watch it when we were younger.
Yeah,
and
and it was
particularly the
hilarious.
as yet unnamed middle brother
Yes.
loves it. Loved it at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. There's drugs and stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a mustache.
And he orders a litre of cola.
Yep.
And there's that scene where he has to say meow
Yes.
when he's talking to the person in the car. Anyway, if you're on TikTok, you probably will have seen all those clips.
Meow.
That's the top 5 cop comedies. The other one we were going to do is top 5 teachers in movies. But we are going to save that for another time.
Yeah, now we just have to do a movie with a teacher in it.
It'll come up. There's plenty on the list.
Can't wait to do Mr. Holland's Opus.
If you have... Oh, I can't stand Richard Dreyfuss.
That's
just
why
as
I
an
said
aside. If you want, nominate a movie that has an iconic teacher in it. We'll add it to the randomizer and see if it comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You can do that by joining the Facebook group.
Speaking of randomizer,
but you can also join the Facebook group to tell us what you think your top cop comedy was for our top 5 cop comedies from our review of Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, Speaking of the randomizer, here is the randomizer for you.
Okay, press the button. It is my turn. Again, you can jump in the Facebook group or go to @2 out of 3 brothers on the socials or on Twitter @23brothers. And follow us.
It's pronounced X.
All right, it's my turn on the randomizer.
Yes.
If you want to add something to the randomizer, then you can get us on the socials.
Yeah.
@2 out of 3 brothers or @23brothers on X.
Ooh,
Formerly
not
Twitter.
Formerly, the artist formerly known as
Can
Twitter.
we stop saying formerly Twitter? Can I just say X now?
No, because people won't know what you mean because it's a dumb name. Anyway, continue.
All right, this movie is huge, actually.
Jesus.
And the
Jaws.
person who wrote the novel this movie is based on very firmly believes that girls have a vagina.
Oh, it's Ben-Hur, isn't it?
No.
It's Harry Potter.
It's Harry
Is that
Potter.
Harry Potter?
Yeah, we scrolled up Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, but we're not starting there.
No, we won't start with the worst one.
So we're going to do...
Second, third... No,
We're going to do Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Or for our Americans, Sorcerer's
For
Stone.
in America, a philosopher is a person who thinks.
You don't have many of them.
No. All right, so Harry Potter. Yeah, girls have a vagina. Let's not go there. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is what we are watching next week, the first of the franchise. Don't worry, we're not going to continue on with all of the Harry Potter series. The next 8 weeks are not going to be Harry Potter.
I've got a 6 degrees.
Okay.
Emma Watson was in Harry Potter.
Correct.
What is it? And then...
Or worse, expelled.
Was in Beauty and the Beast remake, and her father is played by Kevin Kline.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh.
Kevin Kline, who was in A Fish Called Wanda with Jamie Lee Curtis, who was in True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, correct. Correct.
All correct. There might be a quicker way to do it.
There might be a quicker way to do it.
But I don't know, like, what? There's probably a... Alan Rickman
Arnie.
was in Galaxy Quest with Sigourney Weaver. I don't know.
Yeah. That's
I
a good
watched
one,
that
though.
recently. It's
Galaxy
very good.
Quest is a fucking great movie.
Yeah.
That is, again, a satire that nails itself and
Yeah.
nails the comedy.
And Justin Long.
Justin Long. He's a bit of an underrated.
Yeah, he's like pretty...
He's always there.
I reckon he secretly, maybe not so secretly, hates Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He took his career.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, as much as I like Justin Long, he's much funnier than Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's much more attractive.
Okay.
Also,
That's true.
He's Just Not That Into You was a very ambitious adaptation of a book to try to make into a leading role movie for you, Justin Long.
You know what else is an adaptation of a book?
Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Watch that for next week. If you've got a better 6 degrees of separation, let us know on the socials or in the Facebook group. Thanks, Brett.
Bye. Jeez. Thanks for listening to Two Drink Cinema. We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this podcast was produced and pay our respects to elders past and present.
If you'd like to support the podcasts, either leave the tip or become a member for early access to these episodes by using the link in the show notes.
Join the Facebook group for more chat about the movies we review, and make sure you follow us on the socials to keep up to date.
Hit the subscribe button and leave us a review on your podcast app.
Happy viewing and drink responsibly.